when you suddenly want to lose a lot of weight, you want to go on a binge diet.
So do they just stop eating? Like, what is binge dieting?
So you avoid or restrict a lot of foods for a very long period of time. Now, if you have a uric acid history and if you're consuming a lot of whey protein or any kind of protein, it may not suit the person. Sometimes these people don't even know that they have high uric acid. Alcohol is definitely a lot of calories, especially when you're watching your weight and trying to eat clean.
Binge diets, how often do you see it and what's the effect really on our bodies?
Binge dieting means when you go on a diet and off a diet. Oftentimes, people want to do it in an attempt to lose weight,
Hanji.
also very fast, because usually losing weight requires a lot of discipline, a lot of time.
Hanji.
And when you suddenly want to lose a lot of weight, you want to go on a binge diet.
So do they just stop eating? Like, what is binge dieting?
So you avoid or restrict a lot of foods for a very long period of time, and then when you decide you've lost a little bit of weight, you just go off it and then you go back to your old patterns of eating.
So you don't recommend it?
So I highly I don't recommend it at all. They're not very healthy because certain times they're also avoiding food groups, like they would avoid fruits completely. So these would be foods that are healthy also, but you're avoiding them. So I don't recommend them at all. I always like to encourage a balanced diet which gives you the right kind of nutrients to support the body with what an individual does. And I think the biggest myths in terms of diet are high protein and gluten-free.
Oh, you don't recommend gluten-free?
So gluten-free is for people who cannot digest wheat. India is a wheat-eating country. We produce the world's maximum amount of wheat. So, and wheat has been staple in our diets for the longest time. So I don't think every individual needs to avoid wheat. But when it doesn't suit an individual, when you have celiac disease or when you have a condition where you don't tolerate the wheat, that is when you should avoid wheat. And that is when you can go on a gluten-free diet. The only advantage I think with gluten-free is your weight loss is fast, because when you're avoiding wheat, you're avoiding biscuits, you're avoiding pizza, you're avoiding breads, you're avoiding so many things which contain wheat. So the weight loss is faster. But if you include other millets and you include wheat, I think that's a perfectly good balanced diet.
So unless you need to go off gluten because of some, your body cannot, because your body
because
is
of some intolerance.
Yeah, but otherwise, weight loss means gluten-free. That's what people are thinking.
I think that's one of the biggest myth right now.
And the other myth you said is?
People going on a very high protein diet.
Oh my God. Every gym trainer tells me, eat more protein, eat more protein. So tell me about it.
So, protein requirements are very, very individual. It depends on what the person does, what is the working style of the person, how old the person is, and the genetic history too. Like a lot of people have uric acid. Now the gym trainer doesn't go and find out if the person has a uric acid history. Now if you have a uric acid history and if you're consuming a lot of whey protein or any kind of protein, it may not suit the person. Sometimes these people don't even know that they have high uric acid. So I feel like it's very important to evaluate every single person individually before you make certain recommendations like this, because you need a family history, you need to understand the blood work of the individual before you recommend a very high protein diet. And our diet anyway has protein in most of the things that we consume. The only thing that is lacking is the balance. So how to eat the right kind of protein from foods that also contain carbohydrate is the question. Because vegetarian diets also contain protein. So when you have dal and rice together, that is going to give you a good quality protein. But the roti and the dal together is not going to give you a good quality protein.
So, Sohini, there are some days when I completely gorge on like a heavy meal, and then my next meal is like very small, and then I'm hungry again. So what's happening?
You're not eating at the right time, and the spacing of your meals is probably incorrect. So when you eat a big meal, there are two things that can happen. One is you feel very guilty at the second meal.
Yes.
And the other thing is you feel too full.
Yes.
So if you eat at the same time every day, probably you will be able to control the portion. And if you have great portions if you space out your meals and snacks correctly and usually have it at the same time every day, chances are that you'll be able to do portion control better.
So I'm a diabetic. How should I organize my meals?
So all your meals should have a balance of carbs, proteins, and fats. Having a small meal like a salad or having a salad or vegetables or a handful of nuts like peanuts or chana um, will definitely help to reduce your glucose spike. So when you have your breakfast, like let's say you're having paratha, add paneer to it, so you're adding some protein and some fat to it, or you can have a bowl of sprouts along with whatever else you're eating, so that will add to the protein and the fiber. So having a protein or a fiber or a helping of some fat will definitely help to reduce the spikes in your glucose levels.
Oh, that's interesting. So not just naked carbs.
Not just
dress
naked
them
carbs.
up with proteins and fibers.
Yes.
Wow.
And have your salad at least 15 to 20 minutes before your lunch. This also helps to reduce your spike, because usually our Indian lunch is sort of the heaviest meal because it has a combination of dal, a sabzi, roti. And so try to have your salad before your lunch.
Okay. Wow.
That really helps.
As a vegetarian, somehow the breakfast is always very carby and heavy. Can you give us some better options?
Yeah, you could always add some protein or fat to your breakfast in order to sort of lower the carb load. Few options would be adding sprouts to your poha, adding peanuts to your poha, adding paneer to your paratha, having sprouts with your paratha, or also doing like moong chila or besan chila.
Oh, those are fantastic options. What about avocado?
Avocado is a fat. Unfortunately, there's no protein in it, but you can add it to like a protein-rich bread or something like that. So that would be a combination of carb, protein, and fat. You can get a high-protein bread and then put your avocado on it.
Right.
Or you could do just wheat bread with avocado and put some cheese or paneer on it.
Oh, yes.
Or you could do hummus on toast with the avocado.
Yes.
There are plenty of options. You just got to think about it.
Yeah. Alcohol. How much? How often? What do I do?
Alcohol is definitely a lot of calories, especially when you're watching your weight and trying to eat clean. It really makes people gain weight, especially after 40. I see that in my day-to-day practice every day. How much of it, I can't really pinpoint which alcohol would be the best alcohol. However, your wine has the highest amount of calories. So a glass of wine, which is 6 ounces, 180 ml, is around 150 calories.
Okay.
A pint of beer, which is around 330 ml, which is around 150 calories. And all your hard liquors, 30 ml would have 60 calories and 60 ml would have 120 calories. So to minimize the damage, obviously, one good way is to sort of not add any sugary drinks or any other sodas or any calories from other beverages. Try to just add water or soda which does not have any calories. I've also been recommending people who drink to make smaller drinks and hold on to their glasses for a very long period of time. So make a 15 ml drink or a 30 ml drink and then just add water and mint and soda or mint and hold on to your glass for a long period of time. Unfortunately, there's no way to undo the damage. So when you consume alcohol, you also have to accept the fact that you will not gain weight, but you'll definitely have some water retention and you've added those extra calories in your system. And the only way to undo that is to burn out the calories next day, and that is only through exercise. It's not going to go down by starving yourself and having soup and salad all day. That just doesn't work. You know, when people tell me, oh, I did a soup salad day because I had a dessert last night, or because I had 2 glasses of wine extra last night, there's no way to sort of undo the damage. When you consume fat or when you consume alcohol, the only way to undo the damage is to exercise more, to burn off those calories, but never to starve yourself.
Wow, that's a fantastic point.
Yeah.
Thank you.